Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Neuro Network's coverage of high school basketball. We apologize for getting on board a little bit late. We had some technical difficulties over there, always internet issues. And we're bringing a game tonight, Princeton versus Pikeview. Over at Pikeview right now, it's 5:42 left in the second quarter, and your score is 24-11. Princeton with the lead. And again, we apologize for getting on so late, but as they say, better late than never. I'm joined by Chris Rader tonight, and we're doing this thing remote, so bear with us as we bumble our way through it, and hopefully it'll come out okay. If nothing else, you can watch it. So, okay, there's a Pikeview bucket, and we're going to try to get caught up on all the scoring, and not going to be easy, but that was Bryson Bailey right there to hit that bucket. Makes the score 24-13. Chris, we saw this Princeton team a couple weeks ago over at Oak Hill, and good basketball game over that night. And they, like they're doing tonight, showed potential to be a really good shooting team, and because they got hot and cold over there that night. But overall, it looks pretty solid.
They're athletic, to be honest with you. And we're just now kind of picking up the feed, so I don't know what Princeton's been doing on the defensive end. But they pressed Oak Hill into oblivion.
Right.
And I'm not seeing them do that just yet, and I'm wondering if Rob Williams is going to kind of wait and break that out on Pikeview a little bit later, but that's where I thought Princeton made their hay, was with their athleticism. They weren't the most, and this isn't meant to be a knock, they weren't the most skilled basketball team I've ever seen, but they were athletic, and they just wreaked havoc with Oak Hill with that press, and I'm anxious to see if they try to do that with Pikeview. Of course, they're in the control of the game right now as it is. Right,
and another thing that comes to mind is you see them subbing in, they're pretty deep on their bench. And like you said, they pressed them, and Oak Hill just could not handle it. In fact, if I remember correctly, they went on a 13-2 run when they started the pressing, and went from a 6-point deficit to about an 8-point lead on Oak Hill, and that was the difference in the ballgame, that 13-2 run, and that was all from that press. And you would kind of expect a little bit of that tonight, just based on Pikeville's size. I said before I left, they wonder how many times I was going to say Pikeville instead of Pikeview. My son's a coach at Pikeville, so I get that in my head. I watched him play last night. With Pikeview's size, you just wonder if that press is not something that they are saying, if it gets a little closer, we're going to it. If not, we're going to ride
That's a great point. Right now they're in control 27-15, and you have to wonder if Pikeview does make a little run, if then Rob Williams breaks out that press and shows off that athleticism. But, yeah, Princeton's in control of the game right now. I kind of thought coming in they might be. This is my maiden voyage, not only with remote broadcasting. It's I've never broadcast a game where I didn't know a little bit about one of the teams.
Right.
This is my first look at Pikeview, so just bear with us a little bit. I usually like to have an idea of what kind of offense and defense a team likes to run. So we're learning as you're watching, we're watching.
Right. Yeah, filling our way through it. And this is our first one. And again, remote makes it a little bit more difficult because we can't see the players real well, the numbers. And usually before the game, we go through the starters and make sure we know who everybody is and got their name pronounced correctly. We look at their past games and future games coming up, so we know a little bit about. And Chris, doing these things remote, it's different than doing it live. A lot different.
Yeah, Markel Lowe misses that three, Greg. So it looks like Pikeview's in transition now, trying to cut into that lead a little bit.
Yep, quick shot put up there, off the 3-pointer, no good, and. That was Bailey with that shot. And, I remember a couple of these kids from last year, and I remember Rose, big boy there in the middle, good athlete for his size. He's a big kid.
They do have good size. And, yeah.
And they look like they're trying to play a 2-3 zone, and it looks like Princeton trying to shoot them out of it. And that looked like –
I think that was Britt Beasley and I remember from the Oak Hill game, he can shoot it a little bit. Yeah, he can shoot them out of that zone.
Well, since we've been on here, he's hit 2 in a row.
Yeah.
There's a reach foul. It's
Brad Mosser, I believe. I remember Brad. He was a good receiver for the Tigers this year on the football team. And they have a lot of football players that made that transition over, Mosser and Markel Lowe and Dom Collins and Caleb Kaiser. So they're rough and tumble and athletic, and we saw that against Oak. And they are not afraid to get nitty-gritty and get in your shirt on defense.
That's for sure. Yeah, and we mentioned Dom Collins. I do a show up in Morgantown each week, and talking to some folks up there familiar with him and his recruitment at WVU. and they're really high on him. He's when we saw him, he's a heck of an athlete, and man, he is quick.
Yeah, cat quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not a tremendous basketball player. I mean, he's a good athlete and all that. This basketball probably not his sport, but man, he can move, and he'll. According to them up there, he's going to be a contributor at some point as soon as he gets a little bit bigger.
I hope so. I was trying to catch a score up there. I couldn't quite. Is it 30-17? Is that where we're showing 30-17 Princeton?
Yep. Yeah,
That's a nice offensive set right there. That was
set.
Really nice.
Little backdoor cut.
And that's David Thomas. And it looks like they tried. He's one of their big guys. He looks like he's around that 6'6" range. And
yeah, he's long.
they've got it. That was a nice set, though. They got him a nice open shot underneath. Now, that's what Fleming does best, and that's going to be an and one.
Yep. Fleming with the rebound and sticks it back in, gets the foul call. Basket is good.
He's a broad-shouldered big kid, and he really crashes the boards hard. Now, he's the one in the Oak Hill game that stayed on the floor with 5 fouls. It made that a very interesting ending.
Yeah. Fayetteville Oak Hill shot 6 consecutive free throws.
Yes.
And they got back in the game, tied it up.
So I'm guessing Princeton's bookkeeper is probably using a pencil now.
Yeah, I would say he's
not keeping it in his head anymore.
Yep. Now, Chris, this offense they're running, and I see it's back cut now. I know what this is. It's called the flex offense, and they pass to one side. They get a guy comes up to the elbow, and then they set a back screen on the other side in the corner, and that's where that look came from just a minute ago. A good back cut there.
The little bit we've got to see on the offensive end for Pikeview, they're getting decent looks. And again, we haven't seen the whole game, and I know they're down, but a little bit we've got to see. They ran a nice inbounds play. They're getting decent looks.
Yep, and
a lot of contact there that they let go without a foul.
Princeton out quick on the break, and dish it off, and the big man there, I can't get the number on that.
Couldn't quite either.
Yep. All right. That's a timeout there going to be taken by Pikeview as Princeton stretches this lead out to 35-19 with 2:21 to go in the first half. So we'll take a break here and get ourselves together and come back and get you settled in for this continuation and completion of this first half. So stay with us here on the New River Network. You're watching Princeton and Pikeview. 35-19 your score. We'll be back. All right, welcome back to the New River Network's coverage of high school basketball. Got the Princeton Tigers taking on Pikeview, and right now Princeton leads at 35-19. Chris, looks like what we're seeing, Pikeview, like you said, getting some good looks, not being able to convert, and Princeton really getting it out and getting up and down the floor, and they're getting some easy looks.
Yeah, that's how they built that 16-point lead with getting some easy looks and using their athleticism here. It looks like this is number 4, Drew Damewood. I remember him from last year. This is that little baseline shot. There's Thomas.
Gets the rebound. A lot of contact.
He wanted the
again.
foul. Yeah, Fleming got the block. Thomas wanted the foul. I thought he had a point, actually.
Yeah, I do too. All right, here's Princeton with it on the offensive end and running against this 2-3 zone of Pikeview. Three-pointer.
Now, he hit that, but I'll tell you what, if I'm the Pikeview coach, I'm living with that. That was a contested corner 3, and he was actually kind of falling away from it. Sometimes you just have to you just say, okay, you know what, you hit it, but we'll take that shot.
Absolutely. Take our chances with it. Pikeview having a little trouble handling out there. Again, Princeton's quick, and they really get after you on defense. Basket put up, rebound, grabbed first and put back up and in. Jared Vestal, and gets a foul called. You have a chance for an and one. 38-19 is your score, 1:25 to go.
And we had talked all fair that I had heard Pikeview had good size. And, man, you see it. They really do. They got some good size.
Yeah, they're long.
Yeah, they really are. Vestal and Thomas and Zachary Rose, who's the the thicker kid, but
Yep.
they all have good height.
So Vestal converts the common 3-point play, and that shot there put up, I believe that was Gavin Brown. He's also one that hit the 3 the last time down the floor.
It looks like Damewood's running the point for him out there.
Yep.
And I think that's Tom Collins checking him. And that's Thomas again getting in the
Thomas
lane.
drives the basket. His shot's blocked again. He's trying to draw the contact, but can't get the fouls. Here comes Princeton quickly the other way, and their 3-point shot up, no good. And another rebound, another shot put up by Princeton is blocked, but there's a foul, and that was Zayden Neely who rebounded the ball and put it back up, I believe.
I think Vestal picked up the foul that time.
Nick Fleming hit that 3 a little bit ago, so I think I said his name wrong.
And again, we saw that a little bit with Oak Hill where Fleming and Cohen Sarton, two of their big guys, were out there jacking threes.
Mm-hmm.
And Sarton actually hit some big threes down the stretch in the Oak Hill game. But again, as a coach, sometimes you'll live with that. If you got their 6'3" guys jacking threes, you're just, okay, that happens sometimes, but you'll live with it.
And you have to guess and think that, Pikeview's watched film and they watched Oak Hill game. Oak Hill, they pretty much played the zone most of the game. And
the whole game,
and Pike back and let Princeton shoot it. And they weren't hitting the threes. I mean, they did hit some at key times, but that night they weren't, which is what kept that thing close. And I'm sure Pikeview had the same idea.
Well, if Pikeview's playing a man, you have to wonder, they probably have trouble staying in front of these Princeton athletes. So zone's probably their best course of action here.
Yeah, with their size, you just have to guess that Princeton would be a little too quick for man-to-man. So.
Yeah.
All right, here's Pikeview with it. Run their offensive set again, and another turnover. Princeton the other way with it. Layup shot up and no good. Not sure who
nice
that was.
tip out by Damewood. That was a great tip by Damewood. And Thomas with the dunk. No, they're going to call it off?
Yeah, he walked with it. He
Man,
got a little too excited. He saw his opportunity.
That could have brought the crowd up. Unfortunately,
Yep. Thomas with the jam, but it's no good. Called for the walking violation. Here comes Princeton with it. Now they have Pikeview with a little
trying to trap him a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Princeton no trouble with that, and they reset their offense. Clock winding down here in the first half, and they get it inside.
Again, good active hands by Damewood.
Long heave to end the first half, and that's going to do it for the first half. Again, we apologize for getting to you late and being somewhat unprepared here for this game, but again, we're feeling our way through it remotely, and we're going to get better at it, we promise. As the year goes on, we have nowhere to go but up, so that's not a big promise. But anyway, your score 39-22 at the half. We'll take a break, come back here and get you ready for second half action. Pikeview and Princeton over there at Pikeview, all in Mercer County. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to the New River Network's coverage of boys high school basketball tonight, bringing you the Princeton Tiger Pikeview Panther game. And right now we are at halftime with Princeton in charge and in control, 39-22. And again, we joined the game late and been trying to catch up ourselves with what all is going on. So we don't have a lot of stats or anything like that for you. But we have watched enough, I think, to know that Princeton is pretty much having their way, especially on the offensive end. And defensively as well. They've created quite a few turnovers since we've been watching. But Princeton seems to be having their way on the offensive end, pushing the ball up the floor, getting wide open looks. When not hitting a three, then they're taking it inside and getting an easy look. So that's the difference in the game so far as we can see.
Yeah, for Pikeview to get back in it. I think we saw them trying to do this a little bit at the end of the first half. They're going to probably have to start pressing a little bit, taking some chances, trapping, getting some active hands. And that, that can work, but that also can leave you open for 2-on-1s on the other end.
Right.
When you press, it can be feast or famine. But when you're down 17 at halftime, Greg, you're kind of in that situation where you have to start taking some chances.
Yep, you got to do something. And toward the end of the half, we did see them try a little bit of a half-court trap. I think one of the problems that Pikeview will have is just their sheer size. They're big. And
Exactly.
I'm not so sure that they're quick enough to trap this Princeton team. This Princeton team's full of athletes, full of speed. They've got some size of their own, but their game's more predicated on quickness and speed and athleticism. It's hard to press.
You're right. When they were trying to run that trap, I was looking on the court, and you have David Thomas and you had Jared Vestal and Zachary Rose all on the court at the same time.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, this is not a trapping personnel.
Right.
This isn't the personnel for trapping. But they're trying to do something different.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's some big kids. And, again, you can see them as you look at them out on the floor. That's some big boys.
Yeah, they do have good size, but I
Yep.
think they're probably lacking a little athleticism, and Princeton's swimming in it.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem. Your matchup, I coached basketball a long time, and I know, it wasn't always the most talented or whatever would win, but you had matchups that you had to think about. And when you don't match up well, it makes it difficult for you. It's just hard to defend and do different things like press and that sort of thing, waiting for the band to.
You can be John Wooden, and
Right.
you're right. If you don't have matchups personnel wise, it's just not going to work out
Absolutely.
for you. And that's probably what Pikeview's struggling with a little bit right now.
I think you are correct. It's just tough for them because of the athleticism of Princeton and their quickness and speed. All right, second half is underway. Here's Pikeview with the ball. Into the front court with it, Dame Wood, and they get their offense set again. Look like they're running that flex offense.
And really, that's Bryson Bailey, and he really just took the worst shot on the court. He took about a 20-foot two.
Yeah. And down the other way quickly,
And
Princeton
that's
comes
Cohen
back.
Sarton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cohen Sarton with the 3-point bucket. And Princeton extends that lead out to 20 now. Here comes Pikeview again trying to work something offensively. Not a bad-looking shot there. Free throw line extended. That's put up and in by Drew Damewood.
Yeah, they worked that pick and roll that time. He came off the pick. Again, that's another long two, which if you're into analytics, the analytics guys will tell you that's the worst shot on the court, but you'll take whatever you can get at this point.
Right. Yep. So Princeton the other way. Their quick three up, no good. Rebound pulled out there by Pikeview. Here they come the other way. And, again, you did see the half-court trap put into action there, and there's a nice long three, and I couldn't tell who.
Couldn't tell. Damewood set him up. Damewood did a good job getting into the lane and kicking it out to the corner, but I couldn't tell who knocked that down. I actually think that was Elijah Hall.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it was too. And again, a half-court trap.
Good hands by Rose.
Yep, get the turnover. Here they come the other way. Layup shot up and in, and that shot put in by Damewood, and just like that, 7 straight for Pikeview, 42-29.
And you can tell by the reaction of the Pikeview bench, they're into it a little. We don't have sound right here, but you can tell they're a little bit fired up with that run.
Yep.
Nice little run.
Yep, nice run, 7-0 run, and gets them back into it a little bit here, 42-29. They trail by as many as 20, and since then they've run off 7 straight. So now they're down 13, 6:38, as you can see, to go here in the third quarter. And, again, a little bit of pressure there. Maybe maybe that'll make a difference.
The big guy, Zachary Rose, was able to deflect that pass one time and get it down the court and got an easy look that time. And the little bit we've seen, Drew Damewood looks like he's running the point for him. And we've talked about a little bit about their lack of athleticism. Damewood looks like he might be a decent athlete.
Yep.
He was able to, a couple possessions ago, to get in the lane and set up his teammate Hall for a nice 3. So, yeah, a nice little run for Pikeview to get back in the game now.
And, maybe good strategy, not really trying the full court hard pressure, but,
right.
A little half court trap here just to slow them down a little bit and maybe create some turnovers. Of course, if you don't move it quick enough, that's what happens right there as Nick Fleming drains the 3. And that's one way to handle the trap, and then they come right down and turn the ball over, so that's not a way to crawl back into it.
Yeah, they were trying to get to their big guy Vestal on the block, and he had good position, but there was a pass around his shin, so that's hard for big guys to handle. You got to get a better post pass.
All right, here comes Princeton with it. And again, Pikeview trying a little bit of trap on the wings and in the corners.
If nothing else, they're just trying to speed them up a little bit.
Right. Yep. Get them out of rhythm and sync. And you can see they're going to have a difficult time playing man to man. You can see that when they match up out of their zone. Difficult for them to stay in position against Princeton. Princeton with again speed and athleticism.
So Princeton's going to have a inbound underneath their own basket here. And Sarton, I thought he walked. I was going to say I thought he shuffled his feet there, and he did.
Yep. All right, so Pikeview will take over the ball. 5:50 to go, third quarter. Trailing it by 16, 45-29.
Nice cut.
Yep.
Nice cut.
Got a foul on a reach that time. It was a good cut. And
I've seen Pikeview do that now a few times where they'll have a cutter into the lane, and their offensive sets they're running are pretty decent sets.
Yeah.
They're not always finishing it, but that was a nice cut that drew a foul.
Yep. They're getting some good looks at it for sure.
Miscommunication there. I actually think he wanted to get that to a Hall, and Rose intercepted it.
Yep. All right, again, Pikeview running sets there offensively. Nice
and
cut
that's
there.
A good cut and a good set. Yeah, exactly.
Yep, it's Vestal again cutting to the basket, gets the foul, draws the foul. And the foul's on Sarton.
Yeah, the little bit we've got this, I'm impressed with Pikeview sets, and that's a nice little inbounds, right?
Yep.
For a
Thomas
nice little 8-foot bank shot.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice easy shot. So good job by Pikeview. Like I said, getting good looks, and they, what little we got to see in the first half, they had several good looks while we were watching. They just didn't convert.
They didn't always convert. Yeah, exactly.
So offensively, they're running good stuff and getting good looks. Just not always knocking them in.
Yeah, I was impressed by that inbound set. I mean, if you can get that to your 6'6" kid, David Thomas, and he's got this little 8-foot bank shot, I mean, you'll take that all day.
Absolutely. All right, 1-2-2, half-court trap again by Pikeview.
Nice
this
pass.
time, nicely broken that time by Princeton. And again,
I think that was Gavin Stover.
Yeah.
I'm not going to swear to it, but I think that was Gavin Stover who was able to penetrate the defense that time for a nice dish.
And you folks watching, bear with us. And again, our view's not real good. It's kind of blurred, and we have a hard time, especially with Princeton's number, seeing who they are. Here's Pikeview with it under the
Looks like Damewood got fouled there. He's going to go to the line now. And again, our feed it's a little choppy. We're doing the best we can here. So, like Greg said, please bear with us.
That foul looks like it was on.
I have no idea.
I believe it was Britt Beasley got the foul. I know he helped him up. I don't know if he fouled him. He may have not knocked him down, but he helped him up, so we'll give him credit for it. First free throw up, no good. 4:57 to go here in the third quarter, 47-31. Dylan Thomas checking back into the lineup.
Yeah, I think Zachary Rose is going to take a seat now. So Thomas and Vestor, they're big guys in there right now.
Second free throw up and in. And now the Pikeview Panthers applying full court pressure.
Yeah, they're going full court now. And they almost caused the turnover, too.
And
I thought he walked.
Yep, being aggressive with it. And it's a pretty good job by Pikeview recovering after it was broken. So good job. And Princeton steps out of bounds. Like you said, you get him speeded up a little bit.
Him up. And I thought Britt Beasley drug his pivot foot in the backcourt and they let him get away with it. But that's what a press can do. And it sped Princeton up that time and caused the turnover.
Yep. All right, here's Pikeview with it.
That's a nice kick by Elijah Hall. It was a good look.
Yep.
Just couldn't knock it down.
Couldn't knock it down. A good shot, good look. Again, Pikeview's had good looks. They just aren't always able to convert. Princeton the other way. And again, they've got Princeton speeding up and taking some bad looks right now. And that's going to be a reach foul.
I think it's going to be on Cohen Sarton.
Yep, on Sarton.
And Princeton's picking up some fouls here. I can't tell what the team foul situation
Yep.
is, but I have to think they're almost in the bonus for this third quarter
you
here.
you would think. Yeah, that's the third on Sarton. Not necessarily third. It's quarter, but third total foul. And again, we don't know the team fouls. We can't see that, and we can't hear.
It's a deep three.
Long three.
Good. A lot of contact.
Yeah.
It's going to stay here with Pikeview, it looks like.
Got a foul call on, I believe they called it foul.
Oh, yeah, there was a foul call.
Yep, I think they called that foul on Cam Kaiser. Actually,
They're going full court again, Greg.
actually, Nate Vestal got the foul for Princeton. And again, Princeton, no trouble breaking the pressure.
They broke it better that time.
And that's going to be a walk, so another turnover. So, it's been effective. It's not flashy, but it's effective.
Well, that's the thing. Even if you break it, it speeds them up a little bit.
Yep.
So they broke it, but then it sped them up
Yep.
a little bit. And that's two or three times now
Yep.
they've
That's
had turnovers in the front court.
2 straight turnovers, and I think 3 since they went into it.
Yeah.
And those are just, again, mistakes being made because they're in a hurry. They're
Exactly.
walking, stepping out of bounds, in a hurry or not aware.
Well, Damon doesn't want to pick his dribble up that far. Nice move.
Nice move
Nice
up
little
and over.
reverse by Elijah
Absolutely.
Hall. Nice little baseline drive.
Yep, good shot by Elijah Hall. Princeton back with it the other way. Cuts the lead to 13, 47-34.
They're being aggressive on the
Yep.
defensive end now.
Princeton looks like they're trying to slow down.
Another
turnover.
Yeah, absolutely. They
are struggling a little
They
bit
got
with
them
this
reeling
pressure.
a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, they just need to convert.
Well, they've cut into it. It was
Yep.
a 17-point
Yep.
lead at the half. They've cut into it a little bit.
And it got up to 20
Yeah.
shortly thereafter. And we had a drive, and
You have to think that was a foul. Looks like he was going to foul him.
yeah, it looked like a foul. Yeah, it looked
Our
like
feed froze for a minute.
Austin Bennett with the drive, and I think he got fouled. And yes, he's going to the foul line. We don't know who the foul was on, but they're calling a foul on the shot. Okay, he just wasn't know if it was on the floor, but it was on the shot. 3:10 to go, third quarter, 47-34. Chance to cut this thing down a little more. First free throws up and in. Bennett converts the first one.
I do not have who number 2 is for Princeton. I'm not showing him on my roster.
I have it as Gavin Brown.
Gavin, okay,
Yep.
okay. And they have a Gavin Stover. He's
Yes.
number 1. Yeah,
Right, right.
I'll mix that up all
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Yeah, one of them's 1, one of them's 2.
So they back out of that pressure a little bit. They're not going full court, but it looks like they're going to try to get a trap here over the half court. And they've got it down to 11 now.
Yep, sure do. They're back in it. And they get a stop here and get a bucket. You don't know. There's a 3-point shot up.
Fleming.
Fleming misses it. Rebound pulled down out of there by Hall for Pikeview. And
They
here
can get
go.
to single digits now,
Yep.
Greg, if they get a bucket here.
Hall pulls up for the long 3. Off the mark.
Good
Thomas with the
rebound.
rebound. Had a chance, and coaches wanting a foul call, but
Yeah,
didn't get it.
Yeah, I thought Fleming might have got him on the arm myself, but yeah, didn't get it. We're going to get a foul on the other
Yep.
end now.
So opportunity there for Pikeview to get that thing under 10, but
That's such a psychological thing
Yeah,
too. If you
yeah.
can get it just to single digits, you really feel like you're back in the game at that point.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. Looks like we froze up again. You can see the clock there, 2:34, 47-36. Princeton has the ball, and now we're back.
It looks like they're in a man now. Are they in a man, Greg, or is that I can't tell.
I think they're zoning it, but they're matching up in
Matching
that
up,
zone.
match-up zone.
Yep. And again, our feed keeps freezing up. I don't know if it's freezing up at home while you're watching, but our feed keeps freezing. So if we stop talking, you'll know why.
We're down at the other end of the court all of a sudden.
That was a long freeze there. It took us all the way to the
Yeah, we
other
got
end.
Pikeview on the foul line now. We
Yeah.
don't know what happened.
Yeah, we don't know if Princeton scored.
David Thomas is on the foul line.
Yep.
We know that.
Yep.
And he's got a chance to cut, and he cuts at the 10. They got a chance to get this into single digits
Yep.
now. Zachary Rose is going to check into the game for Jared Vestal now. He gives them more bulk underneath.
Another problem we have, Chris, the basket support is right in front of
Princeton's
score. So we don't know if they scored last time or not. We don't think they did. But
I think it's 47-38. So I do believe we're into a single-digit game now.
Yep.
And there's that pressure.
Got their pressure back in the zone, and almost a turnover again.
Was.
So Princeton wisely pulls it back now, try to reset their offense and slow things down just a little bit. And they really slowed it down because they're not even moving. There we go. Shot put up is no good there. And I believe that was Neely with the shot.
I think that was Neely with the shot. Yep. We have a whistle underneath. There was a tie up.
Yep.
I think Princeton's going to retain possession underneath their own basket.
Yeah, it looked like Brown grabbed a rebound and he got tied up.
Yeah.
And so now they'll inbound.
But a nice job here by Pikeview in the third quarter to climb back in.
Yes, absolutely.
That's Brad Mosser who's checked into the game now for Princeton.
Yep. And Pikeview is in that zone, and Coach not happy with what he's seeing.
Rob Williams, he didn't like Mosser out there at the top of the key doing all that ball handling.
They just look out of sorts there just a little bit. All right, 30-second timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be right back. Stay with us. All right, we ready? All right, here we go. Princeton with the basketball. They take a timeout. I'm sure Coach Williams, he wanted to, Chris, set up, get their offense back into sorts. They were getting out of sorts there just a little bit and struggling with that zone trap. And I think he just took that timeout to try to get them settled in and run their stuff. Brown up with a three-pointer. It's no good. Rebound. Pulled down now there.
Again.
Yep,
they can cut into it. Nice little crossover, into the lane,
and
man.
a drive there by
Bailey.
Bryson Bailey cuts that thing down to
we got a game
9.
now.
Yep, actually 7. Still in their trap. That's what's been working
that
for them so far.
Got him back in the game.
Yep.
Absolutely. Nice pass that time.
Nice pass, and I think we had a foul called on the pass. Probably a good break for Pikeview there. It looked like Princeton an easy layup.
So that's going to be the 4th team foul on Pikeview. One more in their shooting. Princeton's already committed enough fouls that Pikeview's in the bonus. Of course, we're going to reset that here in 55 seconds.
Yep, end of the quarter. All right, here's Princeton on the inbound, and they trap it up in the corner.
Nice pass.
Yep. Nice job that time from the pass out front.
Yeah, it was Gavin Stover. Nice little pass to Fleming for an easy bucket there. Princeton needed that in the worst way, too.
Yep. Might settle them down, and then they get the turnover on the other end. Jump ball or timeout is called. And now that we see that play right there, always one of my pet peeves in basketball, I think that rule needs to be changed. You get a tie up on the floor like that and somebody calls a timeout, the officials instinctively give them the timeout. Not the official's fault. But when both of them have possession, it's hard for me to see how it's fair for someone else to call timeout. I never agree with that rule. I think it needs to be changed.
Yeah, I agree. I think I've heard Jay Billis gripe about that during college. I agree with you. That probably does need to be changed.
Because a lot of times both the kids will have the ball and somebody will call timeout and they'll give it to them. And it's just an instinctive thing by the if you're out there officiating, somebody yells timeout, you go give it to them.
Let me get your opinion on this. Instead of the alternating possession area, what is your thoughts on doing like the NBA does it, just to have a jump ball on the court?
You know, they used to do that back. You're probably too young to remember.
Yeah.
Back when I first started coaching, we had jump balls. And if there was a tie-up, you had a jump ball. And in an effort to speed the game a little bit, they started the alternating possession, which I'm okay with the alternating possession to a degree. I think when the defense does a great job and they get a tie-up or whatever it is based on their good defense, they don't get rewarded for it. They just get the possession error switch, which they may never get a reward.
Yeah.
So I think they need to tweak that a little bit as well. I think there needs to be some reward for somebody playing good defense.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, here comes Princeton with it. Chance to get it back above 10. Pikeview doing a good job this quarter getting back in this ball game and almost
very active
another turnover.
defensively.
Yeah, they've done a good job defensively.
Mosser looks a little out of control on that baseline. Good hands. very active hands up front for Pikeview.
Yep.
They'll probably give them that.
Yeah, and Princeton.
Princeton's not the greatest shooting outside.
Right.
We saw that against Oak Hill. They'll probably live with Princeton taking some threes.
Yeah, and Princeton holding for the last shot, obviously. And here is that shot.
And again, it's a bad shot because it's the longest two on the court.
Yep. And as the quarter ends, they kind of just let that one go. And, again, Princeton wanting to foul. 49-40 is your score at the end of the third quarter. Good job by Pikeview crawling back in this thing. You're watching high school basketball on the New River Network. Great Chris Rader coming to you. We are live from McGuffin's Mystery Hole tonight. That's what I call this place. All right, we will take a quick break, get you ready for fourth quarter action here after these messages. Stay with us, everybody. All right, welcome back. Fourth quarter underway. Pretty good ball game developing here. 49-40. Princeton leads it over Pikeview.
Tough shot in the lane that time by Elijah Hall. Good defense by the Tigers. But, yeah, Pikeview was down 17 at the half, and they were able to cut that to 9, so they got back into it. Nice block underneath by Vestal, and that's going to give Pikeview the possession again.
Another turnover by Princeton. We talked about it during the break. Princeton, Pikeview got them out of sorts there, and they really struggled offensively with it and committed several turnovers in a row, allowed Pikeview to crawl back in this thing. Pikeview trying to return the favor now.
Yeah, they look kind of out of sorts on offense themselves now. Nice drive by Fleming, little reverse layup.
Yeah, Fleming's a good basketball player.
He is a good player, yeah. And now Princeton showing their own pressure. And we mentioned that if Pikeview got back in the game, would Princeton show their – and here we go.
Yep. And like I said, Princeton is quick and they're aggressive, and they are a good pressing team.
They are a good pressing team, and Rob Williams is saying maybe I need to press a little bit to extend this lead. So we might see Princeton pick up the pressure themselves, and they are.
Probably wanting a foul call there. I believe that was pretty good defense.
I agree.
I didn't see a foul.
Yeah, I thought Brown did a good job of keeping his hands to himself. We're going to get a little cheapy there.
Yeah. Everybody looking like, what was that?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody knew what that call was. Fleming's still trying to figure it out.
So, again, this is where that rule is important because last year he would have went to the line and been shooting, but they reset the fouls here in the fourth quarter. So that's a big rule change this year.
Reset the fouls and no one-on-one. So there's no one-on-one free throws. So, yeah, that's a huge rule change.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's just different.
Different.
And last year Pikeview would have been on the line shooting.
Yep.
Of course, that's a bad inbounds pass.
Well, Fleming came off complaining about the foul, and he turned around to go back and get back into play, and the ball was thrown at that time. He just happened to stumble right into it, got him a turnover there. So, officials calling a couple close ones there. And that was a backcourt that they didn't call. You're not allowed to – you got to get your feet down on the floor. You're counted over the other side. And Fleming with the rebound goes back up. He's fouled.
Boy, there's no flow to the game right now at all.
No, it's out of whack.
Really sloppy, and both teams just kind of forcing things up and pawing and grabbing at each other. So, yeah, we've had a lot of fouls called here just in the last 30 seconds.
Yep, it's out of sorts right now.
Yeah. Fleming
from the free throw line. First one's up, no good.
And, if I'm Princeton's football coach, I don't think Fleming played football. He's a big kid.
Yes, he is.
He's a big kid.
Yep, got a good build on him.
I can see him being a tight end.
Yep.
I'd be trying to – of course, Princeton doesn't utilize the tight end, so maybe that's why he has nothing to do with football.
Yeah, maybe second free throw up and good. 51-40 your score. 6.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Pikeview got to they can't continue to turn the ball over. They've got to start converting some.
Yeah, they need a good set here.
Yep.
That's a tough little
shot.
shot.
That's a tough shot there, and it's probably not the shot that.
That's a long contested too.
Yep.
That's not the shot you're looking for in that situation.
Here's Princeton the other way, being pretty deliberate with it, I would say.
Nice little up and under by Sarton. Forced it though. Vestal's length really bothered him that time. It was a nice up and under by Sarton, but then he kept it in his right hand. And he brought it back to the defender, and that length was able to bother that shot.
Yep. 6:12 left in the ball game. 52-40 is your score.
And again, here's Princeton's pressure, and they're better at it.
Yep. Another quick shot, and again, like we talked earlier, that forces you a lot of times to speed up. And Pikeview really needs to focus on running good sets and getting good shots and converting. I don't think they can come down and continue to shoot those quick threes and get back in this thing.
Yeah, as soon as I was bragging on them for running good sets, man, they're just coming down now, and they look like they haven't ran an offensive set all year. But that was Princeton's third foul, so they might get him here in the bonus here in a minute.
Another three-pointer, no good. Thomas with the rebound. His shot no good.
Got to make that chippy.
Yeah, and again, Pikeview unable to convert. And, they really need to.
Yeah, Thomas is going to kick himself for missing that.
Yep.
Good rebound, but he missed the chippy.
So Princeton, again, being very deliberate now offensively. They are in a hurry as they got the nice lead. 3-point bucket put up, and no good. That shot, I believe, was put up by Bailey. No good. Here comes Hall the other way with it. His short jumper up and in.
Yeah, that was Damewood.
Yep.
Nice little
Damewood,
pull-up
I'm sorry.
by Drew Damewood.
Yep,
That cuts it back to 10.
I had him.
But when we're seeing Pikeview now. They've been in this press for a while. That really takes it out of you a little bit too. That starts wearing on your lungs and your legs.
Yep. Gavin Stover with the big three for Princeton there. Here comes Damewood the other way. Drops it off and gives it to Vestal. He's fouled on the layup attempt. Big shot there by Princeton, and
we're seeing it, but we are seeing the drawback of the press. It got him back in the game, but you're starting to see maybe some tired legs out there now for Pikeview. It's hard to keep doing that the whole game. And they don't look like they're very deep either.
Right.
If you want to press, you need to be deep.
Vestal makes the first and makes the second.
That was always Huggins' philosophy, right? He said, your 5 might be better than my 5, but my 10 are better than your 10.
That's right, yeah. 55-44 your score now. Princeton with it. And again, I look for them to be a little more deliberate and work for good shots like that one right there. Nice backdoor cut. And layup. Put it in there by Beasley.
Yeah, Princeton's going to make them feel their own pressure now.
And I think Princeton's a little deeper.
They are.
I've noticed a substitution pattern here a little bit deeper than Pikeview. Shot put up by Vestal, good. He's keeping him in there right now, 57-46.
Yeah, that was a big mismatch on the block that time. He had a guard on him. Nice cut, though, by Beasley.
Yeah,
nice
Princeton getting some good looks now. They've had 3 really good looks at it in a row.
They're starting to break that trap a little bit.
Yeah, it might be a good time to change it up. There's another quick 3 put up.
That's a really quick 3, yeah.
And Damewood shot it up quickly. And, again, if you're Pikeview, I know you can't run a lot of time off the clock, but you don't want to get in too big of a hurry and start bombing,
Yeah.
Because they're still in the game. I mean, they're down 13 now, but you're still in the game.
It's hard, if you're a kid out there and you're down 13, you're looking at the clock. It's hard not to think, man, I'm just going to jack a 3 up here. I get it. I get where he's coming from.
Yeah, hit this 3, gets us right back in it.
Yeah.
And if he makes it, you're not saying, it's a bad shot.
Exactly.
I mean, it wasn't a bad shot. He was open, had a good look at it. Just kind of hurried a little bit. 4 minutes left in the ball game. Princeton now up by 13. A bucket here is going to really make it tough.
Markel Lowe's checked in the game now for Princeton. Nice little pump fake. Tough baseline shot.
Yep.
That's a big guy, Vestal. Or, excuse me, that's Thomas.
Yep. Drops it off the corner. to, is it Damewood on that one? Or
I couldn't tell
Hall?
who that was.
Either Damewood or Hall. One of the, we're not sure which one, but another big shot.
I think it might have been Bryson Bailey, actually.
That very well could have been.
Number 11, yeah. But Lowe's able to get right into the lane.
Yep, nice drive to the bucket.
So you can't. You're in a position you can't trade baskets with them. Yeah.
Yep. Down to 3.5 minutes to go. Yeah, you gotta step it up and get those turnovers, and you got to convert.
Yeah.
Vestal goes up, misses a shot, but he draws the foul, so he'll go to the free throw line with 3:22 left in the ball game. 61-49, trailing by 12. Hats off to Pikeview for coming back and making this thing a ball game.
Yeah, I think you and I at halftime were afraid that this might really get away from them and get away from us a little bit. But, yeah, they were able to get back into it and make it a game. So, yeah, they didn't quit. Good job by the Panthers.
Yep. And, again, I think the depth has hurt them a little bit when they try to press. You know, it's hard without depth to stay fresh, and I think that hurt them on the offensive end. It seemed
I totally agree. Yeah, I've only seen them play maybe 6. They might have went 7 deep this game, but not very many. That's hard to have that kind of defensive pressure if you're keeping the same kids on the court the whole time.
Yep. And then when Princeton, conversely, they start pressing, it even speeds you up even more and wears you down even further.
Yeah, your tongue's dragging at that point.
All right, we're froze up again. There we go.
61-50.
Yep.
It's like we're in a timeout here.
Looks like a timeout. So apparently Pikeview converted one of those free throws. And we don't know if he's shooting another one or if it's
So, again,
Princeton's
the foul
ball.
situation, Princeton's already picked up 5 team fouls. So any common foul, Princeton's going to be shooting now. So that's going to help Pikeview in this last 3:22. But, yeah, as we've been talking, you have to wonder if Pikeview's starting to wear down just a little bit with all the energy that they've expended this second half on the defensive end with the trapping and the running around and the pressing, and that will wear on you after a while.
Chris, just so people know what we're talking about, if they're not familiar with the rule change this year, the fouls reset at the end of each quarter. There's no longer a one-on-one free throw situation. All fouls after 5 are 2-shot fouls.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been talking about in case people don't know. That was a rule change this year.
Huge rule. I mean, that is a very significant rule change.
That is very significant, yeah. And I'm guessing it's designed to make the game go a little faster.
And what Lucas and I were talking about, one of the Oak Hill games that we did, when you don't have a 1-and-1, it takes some of the pressure off the foul shooter, too.
Yeah.
Because he knows, well, I got another shot coming even if he misses one.
Absolutely. Yeah, 2-shot fouls always, I thought, easier convert to them.
Absolutely.
You know? Here's Princeton with it. And, again, thought they would slow down a little bit. And they have. They haven't looked to take that shot immediately, but Markel Lowe stepped out of bounds with it.
So, again, a chance to get it to single digits here for Pikeview.
Yep, need to get a good look here and get that pressure defense back in place. Damewood with it, drives in. Nice shot.
Nice strong drive by Damewood, yeah.
61-52.
He seems like the one kid who can maybe create his own shot. They don't have a lot of kids who can. He seems like he probably can.
Yep, and he's a pretty good shooter, too.
That was just a good strong drive that time.
Trap set by Pikeview, and I'm not sure. Must have got a timeout call, so good job by Pikeview.
Yeah, okay.
To force Princeton into a timeout, and 2:33 to go in the ball game, and 61-52 is your score. Princeton leading it. We'll take us a break. We'll come back after these messages. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. Down the stretch here, 2:33 to go in the ball game, 61-52. Princeton leads it, and they have the ball inbounding at half court after a timeout.
No, Greg, I know what you see in one game doesn't always carry over to the next, but Princeton was terrible from the line against Oak Hill, so it might be wise for Pikeview to maybe start hiking them, try to get them on the line here, and that's exactly what they did that time with David Thomas.
Yeah, I was going to say they're going to have to start looking at fouling a little bit here as it gets down close to 2 minutes. Put them on the line, and like you said, they're not in. they're not into the double bonus yet. The five fouls.
I think one, and you see the coach. He's telling them foul him. Yeah, foul him immediately.
Got to foul him right now.
Yeah. Now Sarton might not be the guy you want. I don't know about Fleming.
And I think they've got 4 fouls, so the next one will be 2 shots.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah. So you got to watch who you foul, and I'm sure they've done the scouting and know who to foul.
But you're going to have to. They're taking a lot of time now. You got to foul somebody now.
You got to go get him. Yeah.
Yeah, they finally do foul Sarton.
Yep, finally got Sarton, and he'll go to the line shooting 2.
If I remember unofficially, I think you had Princeton at 10 of 27 or something like that against them. I mean, it was a terrible night for them at the line. Now, again, we don't see enough of them to know if that's something that's common for them or not. But boy, they were bad that night.
Well, I know Dom Collins really struggled from the line. That was a lot of them, but there's a miss, and so maybe it is a team thing. I'm not sure. Like I said, we don't see them enough to know, but they really struggled against Oak Hill at the free throw line. Second free throw up.
Missed both of those, so that's a win for Pikeview.
Yep. 3-point bucket here would be huge, and there's a 3-point attempt. And that is huge.
That's a 6-point game.
Yes, sir. And that makes it 61-55. Pikeview right back in this thing.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who hit that.
No, I couldn't either. Here's
we were going to another foul on Pikeview. So, but at this point, that's not a bad. You got to send them to the line and take your chances.
Yep.
Because if you're Pikeview, you're hoping they miss a shot and you can get a 2 for 1 or a 3 for 2 or something like that.
Chris, I'm thinking. I don't know if this is correct name or not, but Brad Mason, I think, might have been who hit the 3. I'm not sure, but I saw him. I see these 4, and I don't think it was any of those guys. So I'm thinking it was the other guy, and I think that was Mason.
I couldn't tell. It was a big shot from over on the corner, though. Cut it to 2-possession game. Now, Fleming hits both of his and gets it back out to a 3-possession game.
I'll tell you what, you watch him walk up the line, he goes up there with confidence. That shot was a confident shot. When he shot it, you knew it was going in.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. All right, here's Pikeview with it again. That's a shove.
Almost threw it away.
Yeah.
Tough 3 from Thomas.
No good.
Good rebound by Damewood.
Damewood crashes the board, pulls it down, goes up the shot, no good.
Yeah.
And we've got a foul call. What? Well, no,
jump ball.
Jump ball call.
It's going to be. Looks like it's going to be Princeton ball. They're signaling Princeton ball.
63-55 is your score. Minute 18 to go. Princeton again will have it, and they'll just
got to foul them.
Yeah, hold on to it until they foul them. You got to foul quick. You can't let them.
Yeah, you got to foul them.
Continue to run the clock, and there they get the touch foul out in the front. And if I'm Pikeview, I go ahead and foul immediately. Don't wait.
I was getting ready to say I don't. You got to foul them, so I let them run 10 seconds off while they get into the front court. Yeah, I didn't understand that either. Just immediately fouling.
Yep.
And the clock's not on your side right now.
Free throw is short from Beasley. Is that Beasley? I'm having a hard time seeing these numbers. I think
that is actually Gavin Stover.
Gavin Stover, yep. Stover.
Beasley just checked out.
Yeah, he just sat down, yep. But again, a free throw miss, and Stover with the second one. He makes the second one. 64-55. Pikeview got to have a bucket here. There's that half-court trap, and we thought it was thrown out by Damewood, but it apparently went off a Princeton player's leg, and Pikeview will have it inbound at half court. Yeah, they need to get a bucket here. Time is, like you said, time's against them. We're down.
That looks like the guy that probably can get his own shot or create a shot for somebody else, Damewood there. And he gets into the lane.
Yep.
That was almost an and one.
Yep, sure was. Nice layup shot. Missed it, but drew the foul. So Damewood will go to the line, and he'll have 2. Again, trying to cut this lead down a little bit, and the clock not in Pikeview's favor right now.
No, it's not, but you'll take that. You're sending Damewood to the line with the stop clock now, so Pikeview will live with that, but you got to knock him down here.
Damewood's first free throw up and in. He's a nice-looking player.
He is a nice-looking player. I agree with you. He's ran the point for him tonight, and he's done several nice things for him offensively, whether it's him scoring or setting up his teammates. Yeah, I've been impressed with Damewood.
Second free throw up and in. And again, they've cut into this lead and still fighting chance. 56.8 seconds to go. 64-57 your score. Pikeview has made a nice run of it this second half.
And if you're Jason Underwood, you're like, as soon as they inbound it, you have
You
to
gotta
foul.
foul,
I don't care who's got it.
Yep.
You've got to foul.
Yeah, don't wait until they get it, run 10 seconds off and then foul. Unless, if you set up a trap and you get a trap set, maybe you don't foul until they get out of the trap. Then when they get out of the trap, you got to foul immediately. If you get a chance for a steal, obviously you go for that, yeah. But in that case, they were playing straight man-to-man, so when your man gets the ball, unless you can steal it from him, you go ahead and foul him.
Now, the last game, you mentioned Dom Collins really struggled from line. We haven't seen him play that much this game.
No, he hasn't been in the game
He hasn't played nearly as much against Pikeview tonight. He hasn't gotten a lot of floor time. But like you mentioned, we'll be rooting for him next year.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, he'll, like I said, I heard a lot of good things about him up there. They're pretty high on him in Morgantown. They think if he can get a little bit bigger and stronger, he's going to be a big contributor to them, especially in the special teams area.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Always root for the in-state kids to go up there and do something, and especially the in-state kids from our area.
Yeah, the local guys.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right, Princeton set to inbound. 56.2 seconds. Full court pressure being applied, obviously. Get it in and fouled. Well, fouled immediately. Didn't know if they called it or not.
Yeah.
Fouled immediately there on the inbound. That was a good job there. You press, you try to trap. If you get a trap situation set up where you get a possible steal, you go for it. But if you don't get it, then you foul immediately, and that's what they did. And Princeton will go to the line. Looks like
I think that's Cohen.
Was it Cohen Sarton?
Cohen Sarton,
okay, Sarton.
who missed his first foul shots last time.
Yep. Drains this one.
Knocks that down. Now, he hit some big shots down the stretch against Oak Hill when it went into overtime. Sarton was big for Princeton down the stretch. He's a good player. He's one of their better players.
Yes, he is. 65-57. Second free throw up and in.
Yeah, he looked good knocking those down, too.
Good job by Sarton to make both free throws. Here comes Pikeview the other way. And we're down to 49 seconds and 66-57, so this one's pretty much over. But hats off again to Pikeview for continuing to fight. And Damewood will go to the line shooting two. I guess it's not over until it's over.
Yeah, Royce Rhodes, who I don't think has played the entire game, just checked in. He picked up that foul when Damewood. So maybe Coach Williams is getting him. I don't know if he's going offense, defense, or what he's doing, but really, I don't think Rhodes has played all night. I don't remember him playing against Oak Hill at all.
I don't remember. No, I don't remember it either. Maybe a good free throw shooter. Don't know.
You know what? That could be. He might be getting him on the court. Get it in his hands and knock down some free throws. You're right.
First one made by Damewood. Second shot up. And in and out, no good. Rebound fought for. Vestal had his hands on it and is staying there. So
good job by Vestal to battle and retain the possession for Pikeview.
Yep, so Pikeview can cut it down to a two-possession game if they can convert here. Inbound it deep. Swing around.
Oh, that's a big shot.
With the big three.
Cuts it to 5.
Cuts it down to 5. Clock rolls down now to 40 seconds, and foul is on. They foul Nick Fleming. Thomas fouls him, and Fleming go to the line.
Wow, it was a big shot down there by Thomas, man, to knock that down.
See the score there, 66-61, 38 seconds to go, still time. And again, you have to credit Pikeview for just being persistent.
Hanging around, man, absolutely, hanging around. But here's that rule change, and normally this would probably be a 1-and-1 for Fleming, and Fleming doesn't have the pressure of making this first foul shot. He knows he gets another one. Misses that, though.
Short-armed that one just a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big miss.
And we're seeing that be a little bit of an Achilles heel for Princeton again, as it was against Oak Hill. At the foul line, that's keeping Pikeview in it.
Something going on at the scores table, probably a foul count. Not sure who that. I think that last foul was on Thomas, so there must be some question about the number of fouls that he has.
Rob Williams is in the official's ear about it.
Coach Williams not happy about whatever the situation is. And again, we're not sure.
And Coach Williams has seen that work against him too.
Yeah.
So Yeah, he's probably making sure who was that foul one and how many does he have?
Yeah, so we got punished for that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's make sure we got this thing right.
Give me some technicals here.
Make sure we got it right. All right, so Fleming to go back to the line. He'll have one shot. Either way, it's a two possession game. Princeton leads it by 5 right now. But if you're Pikeview, you don't necessarily have to shoot the 3 yet. I mean, you still got time.
Don't.
You still got some time. You don't want to start heaving desperation shots up.
Yeah, we still know what's going on with the scores table.
Yeah,
there's still a lot of conversation that we're not privy to. We don't know what the discussion's about, but they're still trying to figure out something. And boy, the Pikeview coach is hot now.
Yes, he is.
I would really love to know what that was all about.
Well, I see Thomas has.
Both coaches look like they're upset.
Yeah, we don't know what.
I don't know what happened there.
Thomas is not on the floor, so apparently that must have been his 5th foul. And I don't know if there was an issue.
And see, now I'm wondering what's going on because Fleming had already missed a shot.
Right.
So that's his. Did they call a technical?
I think now that I'm thinking about it, I thought I saw somebody saying something about a three shots, and they fouled him in the backcourt. But I don't know if they said he was trying to shoot the ball or what.
Boy, I didn't see that.
Crazy.
Man, if they gave him 3 shots on that.
I saw somebody saying something about 3 shots. So, yeah, that was terrible.
Good pass.
Nice pass and quick.
Nice look.
Yep, quick press set up here by Pikeview. They got him in a little trouble. Long pass, heaved down floor, and it freezes up, and we don't know what happened. So we'll just have to wait one time for that.
Well, the clock stops. I'm wondering if – yeah.
Oh, that's me.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, wow. This is a 3-point game.
3-point ball game with 20 seconds ago.
And it froze again.
Froze again, and they foul Fleming on the inbound. And, again, going back to that last scenario, I saw somebody say it. The one official looked at the other one, and he said 3. Well, I never thought he was giving him 3 shots. I thought it was something else. It's 3 fouls or whatever.
I can't imagine why they would give him 3 foul shots.
I was just like, there's no way. I know. If that's what it was, that's terrible. We need to find out about that because that was awful if that's the case.
So it's 70-65 with 6 seconds left. Yeah.
Okay.
So Pikeview's made a heck of a game.
Yes,
I think they're going to run out of time,
Yep.
unfortunately, but they have really done a nice job of climbing back in this
They
game
sure
and
have,
not quitting and really making a heck of a game out of it.
Yep, hats off to them.
Good, entertaining game here in the second half.
And those 2 free throws turned out pretty huge right
Pretty,
here.
yeah. I would love to know what happened there.
Me too.
If they gave him, if they said he was shooting a 3, that's terrible.
Yeah, that was awful. Yeah, absolutely terrible. Damewood comes up with a short jumper, no good, and that's going to do it for the ball game as the clock expires. Fantastic game,
Good
Turns
game,
out
yeah,
good.
absolutely.
Second half, especially a really good ball game. Princeton wins at 71-65. We'll get us a quick break. We'll come back and wrap things up here just in a minute. Watching high school basketball on the New River Network. Stay with us. We'll return. All right, welcome back to the New River Network's coverage of high school basketball. Been a pretty wild night for us as we had a hard time getting on the air tonight, and we finally got things ironed out. We never got any sound for us, which helps us a lot. So we never really got caught up on who had what and that sort of thing. So we don't have stats. We're not going to throw out a bunch of stats at you because we don't really have good stats right now because we basically missed the whole first half. However, we will say this, fantastic job by both teams. Congratulations to Princeton on the win. Good job by them. They did what they had to do. Congratulations to Pikeview on a valiant effort as they were down by as many as 20 to start the second half, 17 at halftime, and they were able to cut this thing down to a two-possession game here by the end and was in it right up until the end.
Absolutely.
So good effort by Pikeview.
Well, I probably shouldn't be surprised. Two Mercer County rivals, and we were talking off air. Looks like a lot of these kids know each other, and so there's some pride there. They don't want to lose to their buddies,
right?
But at halftime, I was thinking this is going to be a walk,
right.
And Pikeview came out and they started trapping a little bit and got some turnovers, sped Princeton up, and the next thing you know, they're in a game. And if they were just a little bit deeper,
right.
If they could go just a little deeper in their bench and because I don't think they went more than 6 deep all night, and I really think at the end they just kind of wore themselves out. And I don't want to talk all about because Princeton, like you said, they did enough. They did what they needed to do. They got the win, and they deserve credit for it. But I was impressed with Pikeview's resilience and their ability to make it a game in the second half.
And credit to Princeton for getting in their pressure and forcing some turnovers and some quick shots by Pikeview, which really transformed the game back into their favor, and so good job by Princeton in that. They're a good basketball team. I think from best I can recall, I think Pikeview heads up to Elkins tomorrow for a tournament game. I'm not sure where Princeton's next game's at, and I'm not sure where the New River Network's next game at, but we will be posting that on Facebook, Twitter, and other sites to let you know where our coverage will be coming from next week when we do our game of the week here on the New River Network. And again, we apologize for the problems tonight. We'll get that straightened out, and we'll get better as the year goes on. I promise you that. We appreciate everybody tuning in and watching tonight. We look forward to talking to you again Thursday night on the Courtside with Coach Chris show. Featuring me, of course, and we'll which is not much of a feature, but we do have some good guests on there. They're pretty good to listen to. Anyway, we appreciate you guys tuning in and watching and bearing with us tonight. Look forward to seeing you again on the next broadcast, whatever that may be. Thank you for watching the New River Network. For Chris Rader, I'm Greg Christ, and Lucas Berry here taking care of the technical side of things. Darren down there with the camera operations. Thank you so much. We will talk to you the next time. Good night, everybody.